So hi everyone, welcome to another week of Soulfully Guided. I'm your host Carmel-Anne. A huge shout out and thank you to our listeners and to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. So today I actually thought of a topic to talk about last week, and then yesterday I went to make bullet notes because I've been feeling really it's winter here. I've been feeling, the whole house except for my eldest has been feeling terrible on and off for 6 to 8 weeks. Plus I got a spider bite, so my toe's starting to discolor. So in Australia we say, well, we're not dead, so it couldn't be that poisonous, but I am needing some antibiotics. So I've actually taken notes because I had some really important topics and I went off on a tangent, and I loved what I wrote. I haven't really read through it properly, but I loved it at the time, so excuse me. And I'm going to say it as it is, and I really felt it as I was writing it. And if I were to say it again, it will lose its sort of momentum. So excuse me reading from my notes today. That won't be my show because I've been feeling like crap, and this is my safety zone. So last week on our show on the 16th of August of 2023, I did a reading for Barbara, an amazing person, wonderful energy. But with a few minutes to spare, Barbara asked a great question that I would have loved to answer. And the question was, when you're trying to process your emotions and letting go, how do you let go of the icky stuff? Now, I'm going to answer my way of dealing with this, with questions like this, and I'm not going to actually answer the question because sadly we ran out of time. So I didn't even attempt to answer this question because I didn't want to offer a generic one size fits all answer to such an important question. There is no answer that fits in the normal box or, the one size fits all box. And I will explore that and discuss that with you and my thoughts on that. So you see, each person is very unique. And this question, from my style of reading at Soulfully Guided, with our spirituality and our psychology and all the wonderful things that we do that at Soulfully Guided to provide your reading, it required more time and more depth. We needed to understand and unpack this question for Barbara than that what my show duration had to actually offer and that last 2 minutes. So sorry to use you as an example, Barbara. This happens a lot. And just so people have awareness and understanding on behalf of where I come from spiritually and for our radio show and answering questions in general. So I don't... So I didn't want to give some wonderful motivational rant or speech that sort of filled the gap for everyone. I didn't want, I don't roll like that at Soulfully Guided. And because the answer to Barbara's question is different for each and every one of us. And because of the limited time, I couldn't give Barbara or her answer the depth, respect, investigation, and corresponding answer she deserved. And that's why I also offer at Soulfully Guided tarot-driven coaching packages, and they run between 3 to 12 months. And Barbara deserved more than a quick fix generic answer. And if you didn't know, our motto at Soulfully Guided, or our slogan, is basically a spiritual analysis and exploration into your deepest self. And that's exactly what we do, what I offer, and how I deliver my service to people. There is nothing quick, easy, or generic about our service because in my life, not everything that worked for everyone else worked for me. I got sick and tired of feeling awkward, alone, isolated, misunderstood, neglected, and not normal. This is why I provide a tailored service that provides action plans, advice, guidance, and all that soulful, spiritual, psychological stuff for the one person directly in front of me, not for everyone who is asking that question. So in reality and the real world, you'll hear the word normal used a lot, especially in psychology, or the norm. So I I want you to understand why it's so important for me not to give you a general, generic, or one-size-fits-all answer that fits the norm. You see, my definition of normal is statistical based. Normal, as defined by a statistician, a scientist, or a researcher, is merely an average called a mean, a median, or a mode. Streetwise, what this means is that out of a large group or number of people, normal is literally what most of those people in that certain situation would do. This is normal. So what most people do, what most people in the group will do in a given situation, that's normal. But I'm not normal. But I'm not. And I'm not normal, neither in the statistical sense or the emotional sense. Some parts of me, yeah, they're normal, just like you. But the best parts of me and us, they're unique. And if you want to call it the statistical term, outliers. So an outlier is the people in that same group who have done things differently to the others around them. That is, they have been, acted, responded, or any of that very different to what all the other people in that group did. My intention is not to show off my basic knowledge or use fancy words that I can't even pronounce, which I've probably said some of them here because I make up pronunciation. But my goal is to help you understand how and why I do things this way at Soulfully Guided. And that sometimes a simple question is not that simple. Sometimes as readers, we can't give you the answer to something you are unable to answer yourself, let alone in 2, 5, or 10 minutes. So sometimes as readers, we have to respectfully refuse to answer a question if we ethically don't have the time to explore that question or the answer. This applies to private bookings also, because last week I believe Barbara's question deserved the attention and respect 2 minutes would not allow to offer a deep analysis and exploration required for her specific needs. As a business, a professional, and an empathic human being, I have no intention of giving quick fix, generic answers that is a one-size-fits-all. Life, emotions, living, and all that, etc., are so complicated and complex, and I strongly believe you and I deserve to have advice and guidance specific to you and your needs that recognizes your feelings and experience and how things have specifically shaped you, how you built those walls up and why you can't break them down, or how you overcame things and what will support you to break those walls down. They are all you and you alone in my world at Soulfully Guided and Soulfully Guided's world. My view on tailored and customized services and answers is sadly too difficult to achieve in the outside world of medicine, psychological, behavioral sciences, and science because of the size of our population. But in my world and my small business, I thrive on it and I live by it. Because I'm intense in a sincere way, I say that, but I feel things deeply. And with my intense nature of feeling emotions, I'm able to see themes emerge, both through spiritual and emotional nature, but also through statistical sort of patterns and numbers and the way the cards present and my intuition. So I'm able to see themes emerge, both through a spiritual and emotional nature, and I dissect it all in favor of specifically you and you alone. I work out what's best for you based on you. Again, alone, just you, not what is best for everyone. And because I'm a small business representing individuals, I can do this. I'm not a researcher preparing it for an entire civilization or large group of people. This is why you won't find me doing collective readings, one card for all if it resonates with you, even though there are readers out there and even other A1R Psychic Radio Moonstruck TV show hosts that excel and are absolutely brilliant at collective readings. But I just can't wrap my my style around that. Um, and so with all that's been said, this is me and soulfully guided. And this is why I also don't use the term normal a lot, or what is normal. And normally I tend to avoid that because I don't identify with what most people do. I identify with what I do or with what you do as an individual. So if anyone is interested in exploring a tarot reading or coaching package with me, please know all genuine inquiries are welcome and people from all walks of life are welcome to book. So I hope that makes sense to you and you understand. Sorry, Barbara, to use you as an example. It just really fit beautifully. And you had a great question. I would have loved to answer it, but as readers, we just can't sometimes give you a really quick answer. That requires depth and understanding and time to sort of dissect. So if anyone is interested, as we said, in booking a tarot reading, please head over to my website, soulfullyguided.com, and you'll be able to see our services page and all the services we offer. We genuinely do welcome people from all walks of life. And at Soulfully Guided, I love for you to walk away with the power of your reading still with you rather than forgotten or left behind. So we record your readings and send them to you as well. I hope to see you at Soulfully Guided for your next tarot reading booking or your coaching. So thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in and letting me share my take on providing a service that's spiritual based.